say. The seas are streaming and reviewing mods and video games. They search the land in 7 seasons, centuries have passed. Until the day a hero named Mariner famous last. Deep dark gaming, we love to play video games. We're playing until the early morning. Deep dark gaming, we explain mods and games. Deep dark gaming, we sell my games and more. As Mariner set off on his quest, he knew he needed a crew. The navigator joined the ranks and so did Mr. Q. Sailing for adventure, stories and for treasure. We will help you through, so climb aboard and join the crew. Deep dark gaming, we love to play video games. We'll keep playing until the early morning. Deep dark gaming, we explain mods and games. Deep dark gaming, we sell the games and more.
Ahoy, divers, and welcome back to Deep Dive Gaming. We are resuming our discussion of Final Fantasy XIV here on Twitch, Discord, YouTube with Hiro and Tyrundeth. Ahoy, gentlemen.
Ahoy.
Cool. Looks like I also set up OBS to pull our discussion directly from the Discord app instead of doing the desktop audio. Just in case I want to do something in the background that's making noise so I don't get bleed over. Now that we got that set up, looks
I think
like
you
it's
have to
on-
accept the chat.
I have to what? Where? Who? What? Sorry, I talked over you.
Accept the shared chat.
Where does one do that?
Should
Well,
be
actually,
in your notifications box.
notifications.
Ah, the notifications. I don't see that because I am not a mod, so I can't see the notification stuff.
Okay, I see the stream chat, but I don't see. Let's see, shared chat. There's maybe join shared chat. Shimmo's supposed to be off for that. Oh, you stupid. Okay, fine. Where's my dashboard? There. Turn that off. Hopefully. The hell? Come on. Why did you bring up another window instead of doing what I told you to do? There. Okay. There's that. Okay, so back over to here. And shut up. And join shared chat. And voila!
Shared chat started.
There we go. Now it's working.
All it takes is someone knowing what they're doing who's not me. But I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing now, so it can be me. Ha-ha! So anyways, ahoy chat, ahoy Twitch, ahoy YouTube, ahoy Rumble. I will be looking at your chat box here in just a moment. But you should all be seeing Tyrundeth stream.
Yes.
Yep.
But it
yes,
still
we
says
are.
starting soon.
No, it should be
Oh.
changing here in a second.
Okay.
I hit the button. What the heck?
Button. Who pressed the button? Okay, anyways, while that's doing that, let me get my other chat boxes up.
There we go. Now it should be working.
And it went
OBS was being
live.
dumb.
Oh, of course OBS was being dumb.
Okay, so there's that chat box.
Now the screen went
YouTube.
dark.
Probably because I'm touching things. Hang on.
Oh, how dare.
I know, right? Okay, so where's that? Click. Did that bring it back?
It is. It is.
Okay. I got one more window to open to get my rumble, so it might go away again for just a second. Where's that? There it is. Deep, and then rumble, deep dive gaming, live, pop out chat. Woot! All right, I think if I can hit the right buttons to get it positioned. There we go.
Button. Where is the button?
Okay, so that one, and then that one, and there we go. It only took us 10 minutes to get that set up, but we are back in Final Fantasy XIV. So please let me know if we got duplicate audios, because I don't know how the knock works, whether I need to have the microphone muted or not in the Twitch, or what. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, only one voice at a time. Well, hopefully only one person's talking at a time.
Well, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to begin the tour, Tyrundeth?
Yes. Allow me to do a quick recap. We walked through.
Recap.
Go ahead.
We have walked through now roughly, what is it, 2.5 expansions?
Let's see here. ARR technically is considered an expansion, and Heaven's Ward, this is the third that we're looking at, and we're in Kagane, the first, or the major town in here. So yeah, about halfway.
Okay. I'm glad that I was able to give you a recap.
All right, so onward.
Onward
So
and
running
upward.
around as a samurai here.
Oops.
This is the first major hub that you run into in this, and really it's the only major city in this particular expansion.
Okay.
You can probably guess the theme here.
Yeah, I would say Oriental.
At the very least.
Japan.
And we'll go ahead and jump to the next zone here, if I can find it. Ah, yes, the Far East. And here we go into the Ruby Sea. Hopefully I'm not going under it, but there is a city there.
Anda da sea. Anda da sea.
Yep, we're in the underwater city of the turtles.
Bam, bam, bam. Turtle power.
Right. Let's see.
And through this little doorway right here, we can actually go out and go underwater. Pardon the bubbles.
Bubbles! Bubbles!
I suppose if I'm going to show this off, I should probably get my underwater mount.
Please be a sea dragon. Please be a sea dragon. Please be a sea dragon.
If I can find it. Oh, I guess I don't have that one. I thought I did.
Wah, wah. Roger asks, is there an air meter or is it forever lungs?
Spoilers.
That is forever the response.
There is actually a quest chain to take care of the issue.
But of course.
Since I can't find what I was looking for, we're just going to take a random mount. And it's the space dog. Okay.
I was going to say that looks like a Doberman or a Greyhound.
That is not a sea creature.
Yes.
No, it is very much not. This is the above the water version of the same area.
Over the
There's a
sea.
quest chain that goes in that area.
Over the sea.
Why?
There is actually a
Yes.
quest chain for that tower. No, you cannot see the top. It just does not seem to exist visually.
I was going to ask, is the quest titled Jenga?
No. I don't actually remember the name of the quest. It's been a while since I did it.
Because it looks like a giant Jenga tower. Or an infinite Jenga tower.
Yeah, it does, but I was thinking Corrin's Tower as well from Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Yeah, kinda.
I'm
This
willing to bet it's inspired by it. Because
Probably.
that's based in Japanese mythology.
this island town you see here, I believe, actually is the first setting that you run into from that dock over there, which actually leads into Kagane.
Uh-huh.
The second particular settlement that you run into is over here, and you run into the the actual main villain of this particular section when you get over here in that particular bit of the game.
Ah.
Let's see here. The third zone actually goes to what's called Yanxia. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that one.
I would go Yangxia.
And here, you start seeing the rice fields and everything else. Sure. You start running into the actual people of the area.
Please be pandas. Please be pandas. Please be pandas.
There are no pandas. These are all higher or human for the most part. Some of them are demi-humans of various types. Wolf, lion.
Tiger, bear. Oh my.
I think not the bear, but yeah.
This is all I know about Final Fantasy, so I'm filling my space with puns.
No worries.
Ahoy
This
Gazoo, by
is-
the way.
What up,
this
Gazoo?
particular section of the game houses probably about a third of the actual expansion for the political movement. The first actual, or the in this zone up ahead. If I wish I could get there faster, but
Faster, dog, faster.
you actually see the off in the distance there. You see the actual end dungeon area in the back.
Gotcha.
I don't want to spend too much time running around in this because we've got another 4 or 5 actual zones. But you can see the amount of detail that went into all this.
Yeah.
Right.
The Azim Steppe.
The esteemed step.
This we run in, or where we run into one of my favorite races in the game, where you're actually introduced to them
Gazoo asks
Um,
an interesting question. How many Final Fantasies are there? I know there's one
Currently, the
after
last
this.
one.
uh,
Currently,
16?
there are 16. Well, technically more because not all of the Final Fantasy games were numbered.
Hmm.
True. Not only that, but there's tactics and all that mess.
Which
And
is what
technically, Crystal Chronicles.
That's not even
Um,
technical. That's actually literal.
and I believe Chrono Cross is considered to be part of it as well.
Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger are prequels to 7.
In this area, you actually run into uh, the people that are effectively part dragon. And there's a massive amount of political maneuvering that you do in this zone. Not quite. That's pretty much the theme of this particular expansion is political movement and gathering allies of different types. But you can kind of see why I say they're part dragon.
And
Tall?
the tail.
tail,
Oh yeah, the tail. From a distance, I
ears.
didn't. From a distance, it looked furry, not scaly.
Yeah, no, it's
And yeah.
facial details. And their eyes are actually semi-draconic as well in their variances. Demon Enclave. Oh yes, this I believe is a crafting zone.
Ah,
Crafting and reputation kind of thing.
Hmm.
I still have some work to do in here, as you can see.
clearly, I need to look at the Discord stream as opposed to the Twitch stream because the Twitch stream's render is ass. Oh, pardon my language. Sorry, I just realized that.
Obligatory cough.
Oh yeah, I
I
did
can't
see
tell the
that.
difference.
Oblivion 4 did Elder Scrolls 4 did drop a remaster today, as Gazoo was saying. Yeah, I was aware. I actually knew about 2.5 days ago.
That might be that might be a topic for the Friday Night Live, but we'll see.
Yeah, it was
And
There was
leaked, so
something.
they got.
There was something else that dropped this week that I thought we might cover, so we'll have to circle back
Oh
around.
yeah. Oh
Now,
shoot.
after all of that, we head out back to the other side of the world. I'm doing my best to keep the zones in order.
Hmm.
Understandable.
Ooh.
The crystal.
Yep. Big crystal.
Yes. Almost as big as the crystals in Final Fantasy 16.
Wouldn't know, haven't played it yet. Truth be
Yes.
told, this is the highest one I've made it to so far.
We'll have to figure out how we're going to cover 15 then. Or 16 for that matter, since I don't think anyone here has played them.
I've played both.
Well, fine then.
Yep,
You'll be taking the
deferring
lead on
off to
15.
Hiro at that point.
Yeah. Tag, you're it.
And then after this zone, we have the final of the locks.
Are those all different skills in the middle bottom?
Yes.
So Gazoo is asking if your toolbar setup is all skills, and yeah.
Yeah, that's the ones in the center on the bottom are all skills and potion. Or the very bottom line is potions and utilities. The block over here is all the different classes that are out so far. Over here we have crafting and mounts, and my chocobo companion,
Chocobo,
and then
chocobo.
random mount, 4-person, 2-person, and then random, or rather not so random, bingo books.
Is there supposed to be game? Is there supposed to be game audio on the Twitch side? Because, actually, there wouldn't be on my stream, Mojo, because I'm only doing the video capture. I wonder if that's a thing that I can do with the knock ability. I did not look into that, seeing if we can actually receive the broadcast with knock.
You should be able. Let me actually go ahead and see if mine is enabled.
Your audio was enabled. I had to mute it in the Discord so I could hear both you and Mariner. Well, I
Okay.
muted it on my side. So,
Mojo was inquiring about the actual stream. I am not capturing audio from Twitch. There is, but I do hear background. I do hear background from the actual Twitch stream. So that begs the question: can I actually put your stream over mine instead, or if we're stuck? Because I don't want to push the share
The whole
screen
thing
button.
culminates in the entry to this city.
Ooh. Do you have a share your screen button on your knock thing, Tyrundeth? That might be what we have. That might be what I have to do if we want game sounds. We don't necessarily need game sounds since we're discussing. But that would be interesting.
personally, I would almost say that it might be advisable to capture the stream from Discord so that we're all running at the same speed.
It's okay, Mojo. I don't know. I guess I could try.
And if you do that,
Bippity-bippity-bippity-doo.
we'd all hear the game, or the stream would hear the game sounds, but that would be entirely up to you if you wanted to do it that way.
Let's just leave as is. Because
More
I'd
stuff
have
to
to
play with.
I'd have to resize the capture window again for Discord.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it ironed out next week.
Maybe.
Yeah, at some point.
Even if it's think to do it 5 minutes before the stream, more than 5 minutes before the stream.
We'll figure it out, Mariner. We'll work it out. Yeah,
So anyways,
the entry into that city right there. Going too much more than that ruins a good portion of that bit of plot point. So we will actually go ahead and jump to the next one. No, that's not the right one. There we go. The next particular expansion, referred to as Shadowbringer, is the one where they start introducing the reflections in a much more direct manner. As a matter of fact, Norvrant is on the reflection of the first, or the 13th. I think this is the 13th. And so there's our aetherite. And out this way. What were you saying about the size of the crystals?
Ooh,
Uh,
mama.
oh yeah, you're inside the crystal.
This is the city of the Crystarium. That is the Crystal Tower.
I would say it's still smaller than the ones in 16.
Let's see if I can get a distant view of it.
Oh no, that's enough for me to say. I would still say that smaller than the ones in 16. Hmm.
Are you trying to tell us you can see it all the way from Lakeland?
Yes, it's actually the zone attached to it.
Mojo was asking, is that a giant curtain at the Queen's entrance, or is it a door that looks like a curtain?
Which
I think
That
she's
was
referring back
there's
to
the
the... Okay.
Zoom.
so there's the right over there to the left where you see that golden door. That's where we were.
Yep.
Wowzers.
There is one area in, well, actually, all of the crystals are that big in comparison. Um, there is, there are a couple of areas where pretty much the entire, well, there's a whole island that's basically a crystal.
Mm-hmm.
In 16, it's an island mountain. Basically the
Yeah.
crystal is pretty much the volcano, but the volcano is also parts of the volcano that are around it. There's an entire area that's basically Niagara Falls. Like you walk up to the area and it's a giant bottomless crater where the crystal used to be.
Yeah.
Um,
Well.
yeah, and well, we'll talk about 16 when we get to it.
Yep. This is actually the first zone that you run into. This is actually not far off from where you land in the expansion.
Ah,
The next area we will jump to is Colusia,
ooh,
not Kahlua.
aw. I hate you,
Kalu is the
Twitch.
joke name.
Here we actually have another split zone. You'll notice that city off in the back there, that is Yulmore, which is a major plot point section for this entire thing. This particular expansion, if we're dumbing it down to plots explained badly from the beginning, it's World in Recovery for ARR. For Heaven's Ward, it's what all does religion hide?
Yeah, sounds about right.
For um for the third expansion, Stormblood, it's very much I'm going to go on a I'm going to go on a campaign to see if I can get my country back.
Ah,
Or I should say, get my friends their country back. This one is a question of what is evil and what is not. and very much highlights um, the idea that the worst of outcomes can come from the best of intentions.
So the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes. As in, the heroes of light that were here did what they could, but were deceived by an individual. Um, the individual in question made them believe that they were working toward good in eliminating all forms of evil as they saw it. Not believing in the fact that, there still has to be some form of balance. People need to be able to choose good or evil. And that is very much the exploration of psyche of this particular expansion.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, on this particular shard of the worlds, yeah, pretty much. Oh yes, it can be very skewed. As a matter of fact, this particular world was or is plagued by a massive flood of light energy. So yeah, it also works alongside that. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So this is the third zone. It's also the fifth zone, sort of, which is actually up here. If I can get to it in a decent amount of time. There we go. You can kind of see it now. Let me get the nose of my car out of the way. Up here we have more of the Lalafell, although they're not called that on this shard. I don't remember. There's a bunch of different names for the races on this shard. That Aetheryte you see over there is where the Lalafells are. The Miko Te pretty much live in that city over there. And there's a higher town, I think, right here. Maybe, I think. Yes. And a goblin town off to the left over here. I forget
Ah.
exactly where. The next zone happens to be one of my favorites. If it's, or no, that's, yes. The next zone that you run into is one of my favorites. Hiro probably knows this particular. I'm betting it's their favorite. That or the second one after this. Here we have Fairyland.
I'm sorry, but Mojo. I just realized the term shard is not a reference to a crystal shard, as in a cut gem, but a landmass. Smacks forehead.
Actually, in this particular case, the shard in this particular reference is an entire world.
uh, but a shard of a landmass
Yeah,
because the world split.
kinda. They're called reflections because they are actually complete globes,
Well, yeah.
but I generally their shard and reflection is used interchangeably. due to the fact that they were originally all one world.
Yeah.
If I can find the little buggers. Is there one over here? Yes. Got to get out of the car to actually see them. These little buggers.
Oh boy.
Those are your quest givers in this particular zone for the most part.
Oh god, the Fae.
Yes.
Talking to the Fae is just like talking to Jin.
Wow.
There's a couple
Wow.
different races of the Fae in here as well. There's one up in... Actually, let me see if there's an aetherite for it. There it is. I think I went to
I'm
the
not
wrong
even
one.
gonna bother trying to pronounce that one.
Arang.
Thank
This
you.
is actually the third zone, or yeah, it's the third actual zone you run through. A couple
Do they
times.
serve pies here? Meringue? Meringue pie?
Oh, I missed that one.
A lemon meringue pie?
Yeah. This one kind of reminds me of the Badlands.
Yes. Yes, it does. Scorched desert area.
See if I can get to a point where you can actually see the crystal wall that keeps the flood of light out of the rest of the area.
I see a gap.
Yep, through that gap is another set of quests that is or was part of the end game. Let's see
Pod
here.
races. Yes, thank you, Mojo. Pod races it is.
Yes. I
Um,
will say your regalia really doesn't strike me as a regalia. And I think it has everything to do with the hanging stuff off of it.
mm,
Is that a design preference on your part, or is that just what they
no,
gave
that's the way it was put into the game.
you? Oh. Boo. Zoom.
This is as far as it goes. There we go. The car's not in the way. Is it there? Is this the zone I'm thinking of? This the other city with the Fae?
Bloop.
Yes. Here are the other Fae. Not sure what they're supposed to be.
So the Fae, when it comes to mythology and fantasy and in lore and fables, the Fae are they're not limited to fairy looking creatures like what you saw in the first area where you showed the Fae. They vary on types as much as the different races in, say, Dungeons and Dragons are varied. The different creature types that are sentient. So they will range from kobold-looking things and dwarves. Like there are actual dwarves that are Fae. Elves that are Fae, all that stuff. All those mythological creatures that we have in, I'll just call it like modern fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff existed in Celtic mythology, and they were all kind of categorized Fae, and they were all as deceptive and malicious as, say, as Jinn are said to be. They will they will make deals with you. You know, the so-called deal with the devil.
Hmm.
Don't make a deal with the devil because he's gonna twist it to his benefit. They're the same way. They're the same way. Only the worst thing you can think of, just magnify it by a factor of 100.
So here we have the Rectica Great Wood.
Ooh.
We just left one of the secondary quest hub.
This kind of sort of looks like the
And
area in Dragon Age Inquisition. Mojo knows the one I'm talking about, maybe, possibly, sort of.
Mojo says Oberon and Loki. Yeah, Loki definitely. Although Oberon, I can't place the reference. I'm sorry.
and for those of us who enjoy it, I don't know about anybody else. But here we have the Bunny Girls.
The amount of hilariousness I've seen involving bunny girls.
Insert 1 million furry jokes.
Yeah, sounds about right. Depends on if I made it that far, Mojo
I
said.
think
in
she's
response
referring
to
to
you.
my, yeah. I'm going to see if I can find it because I can't remember. Inquisition areas. I'll respond to the chat in the chat.
Yes, the quests here. Yes.
The quests here.
There's this particular expansion brought a series of 5 role type quests. You had to complete all of them to get the full story. You had to have one that was done as a tank, one as a healer, magic DPS, ranged physical DPS, and a melee DPS.
Gotcha.
Let me see if I can get a different set of music in here.
Keep in mind, we can't hear any music.
Oh, that's right. You guys can't hear. They can't hear the music in here. Dang. And the only other zone I can actually show off is right here. This is not exactly underwater per se. It is and it isn't.
It looks like it's under the sea,
So it's
Under
underwater
the sea.
caverns.
but it's dry.
Yep.
Subterranean caverns.
Yeah, kinda. With an entire city in them.
Oof.
Yes, indeed.
That's practically a
This is
metropolis.
actually where you start running into the sympathetic villains, by the way.
Oh, Lord. I'm getting kind of tired of sympathetic villains, to tell the truth.
Oh, no. There's more to it than that. I have to label them sympathetic villains right here because spoilers.
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 But this is
Oh,
actually
man.
one giant memory.
Xanakin?
Effectively, but not the same way. And that pretty well concludes our tour of the 13th.
Let's see. Mojo says, looks like a city in the land of rain in Naruto. I will have to take your word
right.
for it.
The mists, yeah, the mist ninjas. I was mad at how they freaking pigeonholed those guys in. Like the entire series, you get all of like the entire series, both of them. Well, I say both because I don't acknowledge Boruto, but Naruto and then Shippuden, you literally get all of like maybe 3 episodes that involve the Mist Village.
And now we start to actually head into Endwalker.
Endwalker. Old Charlene. Does that mean there's a new Charlene?
You actually saw that new Charlene is what is now Ittleshire.
Bless you.
Thanks. This particular expansion is an exploration of what truly makes a villain.
The hat?
Do we really know who we are and what we aren't? But this is the major city hub for this particular expansion. And then we have Labyrinthos.
Sounds like it's probably a maze level.
Kinda? I'll bring up the map and show you a little bit zoomed out.
Twins love their story. Not sure what Kaori's replying to.
Oh yes, the twins.
Part of this DLC, I guess.
There's a couple of twins that you run into during ARR. Alize and how did I forget his name? Alize. Oh my god, I forgot his name.
Kaori, little assist.
Yeah, Kaori for the assist.
No. Jay, there we go. Nope.
Ten-minute warning.
Yep, I'm trying to find the name. I promise. Just give me a moment. How did I forget his name?
Mojo goes Alphanod.
Alphino. Yes,
How's
Wait a
Alphino.
minute.
Okay.
Wait a goddamn minute. Mojo, I thought you didn't know anything about Final Fantasy XIV.
Busted.
Somebody's faking it.
Either that or her wiki foo is strong.
You know what? I would say
Google,
her Google
yeah.
foo is.
Yeah, she's got epic
Google
level
you.
Google
Yes,
foo.
Google you. But yeah, this is one of the. You come back to this zone, I think, 3 times, possibly 4. Each is a different, or each for a different circle of the zone. And let's see here. We're going to go ahead and jump up a little bit and go to the best way is burrow. If you thought the other, if you like the other bunny people, here's another set for you.
I will prepare Giggity. I retract Giggity.
The other bunny people.
The ones that are truly bunny-sized.
Yes, pretty much. They are freaking adorable. I really wish they had made them a race or a playable race. But these guys are another major plot point. I wish I could say much more than that. These are the Loporits.
Lapras.
Foxy Curie wants to know if we're covering Down Trail next week.
I'm trying to get through this one as quick as I can.
I'm thinking that Dawn Trail will have to be next week because I'm looking at it, and unless you have extensive amounts of lore for this expansion, which I don't think you do, because you said it was mostly all political posturing.
Oh, this particular one, this is Endwalker. This one is more an exploration of the psyche and what it truly means to be evil.
You're saying it wrong. Evil.
This is exactly what you think it is. This is on the moon. That is the planet over there.
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense that, with all the advanced technology that exists in the Final Fantasy universe and all of the not so advanced technology, it doesn't surprise me that somebody somewhere made it to the moon.
And here we go with a little trip to the past.
World Unsundered.
Exactly. This is set before the world was broken to pieces.
Carrie's getting in on the gag. Ah, yes, the beep happens here.
Yes, exactly. This is one of the absolute major plot points. I am not going to go through and say any more than most of the things that we see in Final Fantasy in this world were created right here.
Yep. The source of my theory that got proven correct after I played a certain game and then found out that theory existed because of Final Fantasy XIV's latest update.
And if you ever wish to see what happens to a world lost to despair,
I think we're living in that world.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks insanely familiar. What year did this particular expansion come out?
22?
Yep, makes sense.
What's the name of the dimension in Dungeons and Dragons that pretty much is space?
Oh, you're talking about
The astral plane?
Thank you. Yes, it looks like the astral plane.
It kind of does.
It that makes sense, and this looks exactly like something that I did. I'm just gonna bite my tongue until we get to 16.
And this is the end of the world, or the end of the universe, effectively.
It's the end of the world as you know it. Wait, no, that's the end of the universe as you know it.
And this little bit right here that you see that looks like an egg pretty much is exactly that. And I really wish I could go into more detail than that. But you remember those sympathetic villains? They make a big play right here and from that last zone. And that's really all I can say about it, because any more than that gives away so much wonderful content.
Yes, we don't want to be contentious.
And
Thank you for that obligatory laugh here, or that forced laugh.
to end this
landed very
particular,
well.
we will stop at the newest city, beginning
Jesus,
or
it's gonna
the
birth a new
main hub.
universe, so all
And
this can start
unfortunately,
all over again, according to Mojo. This is Mojo.
all I can tell you about this one is it's a new world, a new
It's a whole
section of
new
the world we're from.
world.
Oh my god.
Because this is literally where I'm at in the game.
Well, of course,
I have
it's
not
where
made
you're
it
at in
out
the
of
game.
this
That's your
city.
character.
As you can see right there, that's where my quest is.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So from here, next week, you'll actually get to see live gameplay,
There we go.
active live gameplay.
Whee! All right, we got just enough time for shameless plugs before we have to say goodnight.
Ah, yes. I'll pick it up from here, my good friend, Deep Dive Gaming, Mariner.
Ahoy!
I'm just gonna ham it up from here. So join us Friday nights, 7 Central, or is it 7 Central, or is it
7
8?
Central. It's 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah, time zones messing me up again. Yeah, join us.
Well, Mojo can
la-
talk about time zones messing her up after last
Yeah.
night.
Oh,
What time is the stream tomorrow, Mojo? She kept saying 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'm like, no, 2 your time, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Okay. But yes, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, 5
Yeah.
Pacific. You want to play all that, mess around
4
with
in
all those
Hawaii.
times.
Or, no, it'd be almost noon in Hawaii.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, just says shh. But yes, all these time zones. We will be on Lagging Out Entertainment's channel on Fridays. We plan everything on Wednesday. And if news gets wild, sometimes we have to plan a special meeting. I don't know if that's happened in quite a while. There is no stream tomorrow. Because she thought it was Thursday.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Check out our website, lagginout.com. We post articles and fun little stuff. I think we've even got an art section up there now. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
more
not being well maintained.
Yeah.
No one's really been
Yeah,
contributing artwork for it, though, so it's not that big of a deal.
So far, it's been Winry that's been contributing. Bless her soul. I hope she sneezes there.
What an odd expression that I've never heard before. You'll have to explain it to me after the stream.
Of course. Anyways. Yep, we got stuff on the website. Check us out. There's more stuff coming soon, courtesy of the Mariner being awesome.
Yeah, I've got time tonight. I'll probably end up watching last Friday's stream for inspiration. I think I might already know my topic, but I'm going to watch it just in case something else piques my interest.
Of course. Outside of that, I think that's all of my obligatory plugs.
Tyrundeth, you got any shameless plugs?
Well, typically every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, you'll find myself, Winry, and our buddy Ware streaming typically Warframe, Soulframe, or some other random content. Join us for some laughs, and we'll see you then.
And then I will be back tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Eastern Time to continue with my satisfactory play of Satisfactory. We are almost to the point where I can construct adaptive control units. Just need to figure out how to import modular frames and fix my power problems that I have developed because my max consumption is outpacing my max production, so I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put some more power plants together. So tune in tomorrow for either that or more trucking around or training around, depending on what I choose to do. And then I will be on the Lagging Outs podcast Thursday night for some, or not podcast, I'll be streaming on Lagging Outs channel, more Satisfactory. And hopefully by the end of the week, I'll actually be able to finish phase 3 of Satisfactory. So tune in, find out. Like, subscribe, follow, all the jazz. Until next time, enjoy Final Fantasy. Fair winds and fun gaming, y'all. Say good night, gentlemen.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, gentlemen.
Perfect. Bye.